Well, thank you all for joining us today. I'm Kimberly Tumlin, and I work in the Center for Innovation and Population Health, where I am the leader of the Equine Assisted Collaborative for Health. And today we have a team of researchers and students and practitioners who are really interested in helping their communities and the youth and the parents in their communities.
My name is Madison Kraft. I'm now a fourth-year medical student at Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine, Carolina's campus. I became involved in this research project, and kind of my role is I volunteered at Halter as as a buddy to students riding, and did that on Saturdays. And a group of students and I who volunteer there kind of had this opportunity to get a better understanding of how therapeutic riding provides support not only for the participants themselves, but their family and the greater overall social structure around them. And so we developed this research question as a group, and my role kind of was in part of that, developing the background, helping with research development, doing some interviewing with our parents and families, and doing some data collection as well. So happy to be here and glad we were able to make this happen.
Hi, I'm Nancy Pascal. I'm the Executive Director of Halter. Halter stands for Healing and Learning Through Equine Relationships. We're an equine assisted services organization, a nonprofit in Spartanburg, South Carolina, which is where VCOM is located. We provide services to children age 3 through 21 in therapeutic riding, physical, occupational, and speech therapy through the Spartanburg Regional Hospital, equine facilitated mental health, and equine assisted learning.
Dr. Alexis Stoner, I'm the Chair of Preventive Medicine and Public Health at the Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine, Carolina's campus, or for short, we go by VCOM. My role in this project, I've served as the faculty mentor for this awesome group of students. They came to me with wanting to do some research, and I'm lucky enough to work for VCOM, who partners with Halter and has gotten to know and see the great work that they've done. And the students had an amazing idea, and so we were able to work together to build the project from the ground up. And so I've kind of served as that overseeing mentor capacity and helping them develop their research project, starting with the research question all the way to the implementation and now analysis and deliverable.
I'm Sarah Newman, MD, and I am a certified therapeutic riding instructor through PATH, the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship. I also have my equine specialist in mental health and learning, and I'm the program coordinator here at Halter. And my role in this team was to provide a list of potential participants in the study to the group to facilitate them meeting with the parents and being able to contact them.
In this study, we were interested in the parents and caregivers of those youth who had autism spectrum disorder and who were involved in therapeutic riding over the course of several months.
There was a lot of data that was providing us information about how it benefited the riders themselves, and we knew some of the benefits that were helping children, whether it was psychosocial development, fine motor skills, or gross motor skills, task accomplishment, overall development. But we didn't find a great deal of research that focused in, again, on that family unit or the social support unit. And I think if all of my classmates, were able to be here today, I think we would all testify to the fact that we've seen on our pediatric rotations or any other rotation that while there is a person who, for example, if we have a patient, we really have a support system around them. Who are your caregivers? Who do you live with? Who's a part of your everyday life? And we felt like there wasn't enough research showing us how the parents or primary caregivers are affected, who are spending, it's not a normal, it's truly a 24-hour job of how was your child functioning during the day, at night?
So we really wanted to see if there were downstream impacts on the parents and caregivers in their psychosocial and stress reduction outcomes.
So we did a mixed quantitative and qualitative research study, and we had two separate components. We utilized a tool called the DAS-21, stands for the Depression, Anxiety, and Stress Scale. So a numerical tool that allows us to look at scores separately for depression, anxiety, and stress scores. We had those tests administered to families, to a primary caregiver who chose to participate at the beginning of the writing semester and at the end of the writing semester, and used those average scores in a paired t-test with those statistical values and numbers that make no sense to my brain, but at the same time they do. And then as well, doing a structured interview of about 10 questions held virtually at some point during the writing semester, where we provide some open-ended questions to get a little bit more context and understanding of where scores were coming from, or if there were common themes among our caregivers. How were they finding time to relax? Were they able to find time to relax? And then doing a thematic analysis on those interviews, which we've just recently concluded about a month ago, and seeing what common themes are happening among our caregiver families.
What we see in this chart is that we actually had a very significant reduction in stress scores in the before the months of therapeutic writing as compared to the end of the program. And this was the stress score in the parents and caregivers. We also found 31 themes in a qualitative analysis.
We can expand our focus not for the kids, but also providing different areas of support for the families as well. These data, I think, help support those types of things and future initiatives, and I think are the first step in gaining a better understanding of the larger impact that a program like Halter has, not only for the kids that are serving, but also everybody that is in with this community. I think Madison could probably speak better to the exact differences that they found within the questions, but we are showing within the numbers that Halter is making a significant impact on both the children and the families. Even though this study only focused in on the parents, we saw from both a qualitative and quantitative perspective that there were changes throughout just the short period of time. So I'm imagining if you translate those to a longer longitudinal study, we would see even greater changes.
The biggest thing I've taken away from this project is getting the qualitative behind the quantitative. Numbers and research can teach you a lot, and we have some statistically significant things here, and we have some not statistically significant things here, but the numbers can tell me one thing, but then when it's a consistent anecdote of, I hear from parents, we don't have resources, there's not a ton of support groups, we need more pediatric subspecialists. It makes me think about my own future. What kind of physician do I want to be, and where do I want to be, and how do I want to serve the people who need it most?
In our qualitative analysis, the most frequent themes that we discovered were that parents and caregivers expressed a need to have time to relax and to be able to pursue their own hobbies. They also expressed the need that there is a lack of programs specific to children who have autism spectrum disorder, which would engage them in a way that was meaningful and help them build strengths for better living.
We keep hearing themes around resources and maybe providing the caregivers time to be able to have a moment to read or to take a walk. How does Halter fit into that story?
Well, I think the most obvious answer to that is that Halter is a time of respite. It is a time when their child is participating in something that he enjoys, where he's in a safe place with people who will watch out for him. So it is very common for our parents to be able just to take the car and go run an errand while their child is riding. We have a beautiful facility. We have trails, and parents are welcome to take a walk while they're here. So I think those are a couple of the really practical applications that we provide.